Today I will be showing you how to make a simple guest book with PHP and MySQL. So the first thing you want to do is to create a new file, a new PHP file. I'm going to save it to my htdocs folder, which is the folder you have when you use XAMPP as a server, as your local host server. So I'm going to create a new folder called guestbook. Guestbook. Inside here I'm going to save it as index.php. Change the title to guestbook and just change it a little here. So we're going to create a new PHP file, save it to the same directory and call it the db.php as database. So I have my PDO connection here, so you can use MySQL or anything you like to, but this is just what I want to do. So my user and pass for my localhost phpMyAdmin is root and the password is blank. So this is the only thing you have to do, and change the database name. We're going to create one called guestbook, like that. This is just a simple structure of a PDO connection. You can do it more advanced, more secure, and etc. So back to the index file. We're going to create two links. The first will be entries, and the second will be insert an entry, like that. So this will go to the main page, index.php, and this will go to the guestbook page. So then in this case we're going to link it to the same page, but with a variable called GB, stands for guestbook, equals to true. You can name it whatever you want, but just remember this. Here we're going to create a PHP or PHP code. So start with if else. So this is the template for our file, for our code. Here we're going to insert if is set $_get, and then the variable name, so GB. If it is set, we will show this code, else we will be executing this code. We can do one more. No, okay, so this is just some simple and pretty unsecure check. So we'll echo out, and here we're going to create our form action equals to 0 or nothing, because we're going to redirect ourselves to the same page. Then method will be post. Okay, I can not use double quotation marks because I use them to wrap this echo. So post, close the form, and the first thing we're going to have is input type text name, name, and you can have a style, more specific styling to it, but I won't create a break tag, and here I'm going to write first name, or not name, break tag, email, break tag, input type, and break tag. This would be email. This is not a secure way to validate the email that the user inputs, but just for now we're going to have this. So because the meaning of this video is not to show you how to validate stuff, but to create a guest book. The structure of it is simple structure. Name is going to be email. Here we're going to create a text area, calls 10 rows will be 5. Yeah, 5. And the name would be message. You can just close this text area. Break tag, I forgot to write message. Then break tag input type will be submit. Then the name of this will be submit btn for button. So now if we if we look this up in our web browser, localhost / guestbook, we can see that we have 2 links. I'm just going to put a break tag there, and a HR headline tag like that. So insert an entry. We are at the main page, so we are here, and if we want to insert an entry, we can click here, then this will come up. So we can put this to 20 just to get it wider. So this is okay. Then before we do anything else, we're going to head into localhost to the PHP MyAdmin. And excuse me guys for my English, I'm from Sweden and I'm currently learning English, so please no hate. Create a database. We were going to call this guestbook. Collation will be collation, and create. Okay, I already have it, so guestbook 1. So guestbook 1 has been created. Go into it. Remember to change here if you have another name. So we are going to connect it to the right. Inside our guestbook database, we're going to create a new table called entries. Click go. So because we can choose how many entries we wanna, how many rows we wanna have. So the first column row will be ID. It will be the type of an integer, primary key, the index of primary, and auto increment, it will be the first entry will have the ID of 1, the second will have the ID of 2, and so on. The second row will be name. It will be a varchar, and the length and the value will be 250 characters. This the third will be email. Okay, so it will go as a varchar, and the fourth will be message and text, because we don't want any max number of them. We can also add the date of when the user inputs this. So save it, and we have the table here, and the structure. We have no entries, so we can actually insert one here. So Gabriel, that's my name. Gabriel, this is just a fake email. Gabriel.com. Hello guys, or hello Gabriel, this website is awesome, and the date just for today. So click go, and you have a insert one entry. So now, before we write a script for inserting entries to this, we're going to write how you display them all. So here we're going to include our database connection, so we can fetch data from our table entries. Include, so this is how you include a file. Include db.php, which is this file, and it is in our main directory. The second one, or this next thing we want to do, is to create a SQL for fetching the data from our table. So SQL equals select everything, or with an asterisk, from entries, and then order by ID descending. So the newest will come here, and the newest will come on top of the older ones. So then the STMT statement is going to be database arrow query, then our SQL here. You can also do like this, copy this and paste it in here. This is the same thing, but we're going to create it to a variable. Then STMT arrow execute, to execute this. Then STMT, so we use this statement every time. Then set fetch mode to PDO fetch a sock. So this is how we set our fetch mode, and then we're going to do this. If no, we're not going to have an else statement here. So if STMT arrow row count, so this will count all the rows in our table, is higher than 0, so there are some entries in our database, not 0 entries. We're going to create a while loop and loop through all of the entries and display them to the page. So stmt or row equals stmt arrow fetch. So we have already defined our fetch mode. So now we can just execute this. So the row will be the statement fetching. I don't know how to explain that, but I hope you understand. So we will echo out now as an entry, and you can do this bold and bold tag. Between those we can have the name of the writer, so row and then square brackets, between them single quotation marks because we use double around, and then name. So now we're fetching the name from the table, and we are fetching every one of them. So we're looping through every entry. Name, and then br, we can do like this. Okay, so I will do it like this. Name colon, then so like that. So now we can see what we have. Okay, wait. Guestbook 1. I'm just going to check this. Root questbook is, sorry, guestbook. So now so we have name Gabriel. We can just put a space between this, so it looks better. Name, and then br tag, break tag, and then b and b for email, space, then row. We will concatenate a variable to this echoing email. We'll do the same, b and message. Now we're going to write a br tag here, a paragraph tag, and the paragraph tag, and then inside the paragraph tag we will put our message. And just a HR line, HR tag. So now it will be done. So name, you can remove this because it will automatically, oh, never mind, it will put a space there anyway. Okay, so we can also display the ID of this by just writing out the ID, article or entry, then row, the ID. So now we can see that we have entry 1, name is Gabriel. We have exactly the same data as here. We can, under this, we can display the date of when this were written, row, and date. So we see we have the date and the date. So this looks kind of nice. We have no style on this, so yeah. So you see here we are on the same file, but just we have been adding the variable to this link, so we can define it and such. So now we're going to create the code for inserting data to the database, to the table. So here we're going to do this: if is set, and then $_post square brackets, and between them we're entering the submit btn. That's the same name as for the button, the submit. We can also add a value to it, so we can choose what it will say. So the value will be send, or send entry. If it is set, we can just test it by echoing out hello. If it is set, the button, hello, so it's okay. So then we will define some variables, so we not need to work with this whole string or this whole statement. So the first will be name is equal to post name, email to post email, and message equals to post the same thing. So it's really simple. Message, the date, because we want to insert date to it, to the tables. Date will be equals to the date function inside double quotation marks or single quotation marks, it doesn't matter. We want to put a big Y dash M dash D. So this will be year, month, and day. Now we're going to insert this to the table, connect to the database. So include the same thing, db.php, then the SQL is equal to, so now listen up, so insert into, and then the table guest into the table entries, and then we're going to write down the columns that the info will be inserted to. We're not going to like insert we're not going to insert anything to the ID. That is something that will change automatically thanks to the auto increment function to that column. So name, you can see the order: name, email, message, date. Name, email, message, and date. Then values. Here we're going to put all of our tags. So create for double quotation, single quotation marks, start and end. So name, email. So now we're taking this data and insert it to the entries and define them here. So email, message, and date. Now stmt equals to database arrow query SQL stmt execute. Now we're not need to do anything else, so you can just echo out a successful message. Thanks for your entry. And then we can just we can do that. Okay, so we are done. So now we can test this out. So we have this here, insert an entry. So Tommy hotmail.com. Hello everyone, how are you? Then send entry. Thanks for your entry. We can go into this. Oh, I don't know why we get two of them, but yeah, we can just delete one of them, and then we have everything in the right position and how it should be. Then if we go into the entries, we can see that we have the entry 2 and they are stacking in the right way. So hello everyone, how are you? So this was a simple tutorial, or I hope you thought it was simple. I tried to explain as good as possible, except for my English. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.